Salams, peace, everybody. Good to be back here with all of you. Dr. Scott here, Nature's First Path, Vital Life Force Now. Glad to be back here with all of you for the official kickoff for our first episode from the Ancient Healing series, right? The Ancient Medicine Medical series. And we're going to be talking about deeper leaning ins and aspects of Unani medicine. But before I get to all of that, again, just want to thank all of our new followers, our new subscribers, people who have been sharing and watching and liking the content for over now these past, almost 13 years. You've been a very big and strong backbone when it comes to this. You know, holistic healing and wealth is nothing new about it, right? As you see the title here in uh, our talk here today, there's nothing new about it whatsoever. But it might seem new in this era as people probably have gotten misaligned by certain medications, or they've been through the rigmarole of the powers that be. We know what that's about, and we don't have to dwell on that so much, right? Because that's neither here nor there. We're here for a reason to talk about how we can move forward, really lean in and make some critical change. So again, if you like what you're hearing, share, support, and touch base with me if you feel like you want to have, some deeper conversations about this. But let's really build now, because holistic healing and health, there is nothing new about it. So in this particular aspect of Unani medicine, we're going to look at two, a duality of the body part, but also the spirit part of this. You're going to be like, what do you mean? Stay tuned. We'll get into it. Now, Unani medicine is a Greco-Arabic / Indian infused, even some aspects of African and Asian aspect, and Persian as well, form of healing. When you hear of Ibn Sina, when you hear about the great magnum opus that he wrote about, the canon of medicine, well, that is kind of formulated on the ideas related to this four humor theory approach to healing and wellness that we've talked about many times before. We don't need to get into that, but his teachers learned it from their teachers, and their teachers from their teachers, and so on. And it goes back to an unbroken chain, ultimately resulting from a deep medical knowledge arriving out of Africa, in particular ancient Kemet, or what we know as Egypt. But when we're talking about how vital life force moves in this Unani theory platform, they described it in three ways on the first level, and then three ways on another level. Let's talk about the first ways. Whenever we put something in our mouth to eat, well, if it's of a high vital nature, the healing begins right away. As soon as that saliva touches the tongue, the catalyst begins. If it's of a high nature, we're going to feel elevated. But if it's of a denatured nature, well, the same can also happen. That's why it's so important we actually know what we're ingesting, what we're eating. But they say it doesn't stop there. As we know, it moves on through the stomach lining, ultimately to the stomach and the small intestine. So if it's of a high vital nature, this is where all the changes happen, right? This is where all the bile manifests, right? The yellow bile, the black bile. This is how the wind, the air, the heat, the temperatures all get regulated and dissipated through the stomach. But it doesn't stop there. That last gateway is the liver. So this is something that Unani medicine shares, right, in common with traditional Chinese medicine, talking about that very, very important aspect of the liver. Why? Why? Because that's the filtration system of the person, right? That's where everything gets separated and filtered. So from the mouth to the stomach, aka the small intestine, if you will, and then on through that liver. But Renani doesn't just stop there. And this is what Ibn Sina was very, very keen, and all of those, doctors knew about. In turn, that affects what we call your natural disposition, the Taiybaat. That's the first part. Then it moves on through your vital disposition, Hawaniyat, right? So the natural, the Taiybaat, the vital, Hawaniyat, and then through finally your mental disposition, Nafasniat. Taiybaat, Hawaniyat, Nafasniat. What you're hearing is a description of the principle of mind, body, spirit, talked about thousands of years ago. So it's nothing new. It might sound new and catchy and in vogue at the moment, but this is something that's been with us. When we eat well, we feel well. When we eat well, our disposition, our spirit is well. When we eat well, our mental faculties exude that, right? We are what we become. And the likewise is the same when it's of another denatured nature. This is not to put anyone down. This is say, okay, what can I do to raise my own vital life force? And as we see, vital life force is not just this catchy phrase that sounds good. It's a real literal thing. It's a philosophical aspect, but it is physical, and it moves through the mouth, the stomach, through that liver. It affects our Taiybaat, our vital, Hawaniyat, our mental, Nafasniat. So deep and liberating. So that's the first part of this ancient medicine series that we've gotten into. And we're going to take it even deeper on the next one, and then the next one, and the next one, and the next ones. You know, Nature's First Path, Holistic Medicine, manifesting as a vital life force now page, has been with us since 2013. And it is at these stages over my years of research, over my years of working with patients and clients, to bring out this sacred knowledge, this hidden aspects of healing to you. Hidden yet open. Open, but so many people don't know how to find it, how to get to it. So this is where we are. Be on the lookout for more leading edge content coming up very, very soon. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, by all means, connect with me at the information below, and then we will go from there. Peace. Dr. Scott, Nature's First Path, Holistic Medicine, Vital Life Force Now. Don't forget your Taiybaat. Don't forget your Hawaniyat. Don't forget your Nafasniat. Talk to you soon. Peace.